starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another great show. Here we are on the Kryptonite show, and man, it's going to be pretty epic. Your host, Superman, in the house. Now, today's title of the video, of course, is Richard Hart, of course, his post about PumpTires on PulseChain. That's a very interesting post, and particularly around security. So we're going to get into all that too, and then we're going to think about what is next. That includes something else that he posted, which is a PulseChain dashboard. So this is kind of cool, seeing new little features coming out from Richard Hart, new little reviews of some existing products like PumpTires, and we're going to have a look at what happened to PumpTires as a result. Particularly PDI seems to have been moving on the old PumpTires, so that's going to be pretty interesting to check out. Now we've got a few people in the house as well. Who else is here? We've got Wookie in the house. Get in here. Let's pump. Absolutely. And smash the likes. Jump in the chat as well. Yeah, if you're on Rumble, if you're on YouTube, if you're on X, definitely do that. In fact, I'm going to get over to my X account and repost. So if you haven't reposted, definitely repost it out. And we're going to copy that in there. And yeah, repost the show. Repost show on X. And that is the link there. So if you can just take a moment and do that, get out there and have some fun. Let's go. All right. Repost that one there. That'd be great. All right. Let's see who else has jumped in here. We got Wookie is in strong today. I like that. And Hexagrade as well. Woo! Let's go. Absolutely. Hexagrade. Big shout out. Property View. Cool intro. Hey, thanks for that, Property View. Appreciate it. Yeah, I really like it myself. It's pretty badass. We've got Max Cabby in the house as well. Big Heidi Ho, and Craig Pitt, long time supporter. Morning all. Hey, big shout out to you, Craig, too. We've got some great people in the chat today. Yeah, and don't forget, repost that on X, and let's get the show pumping. All right, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, I'm just trying to queue up a few things over on my other computer. Too many computers. And let's see. Let's get into it. Let's get it without the further ado. We're going to be talking about quite a lot of stuff in the news. So you can see Infinite Me there. So let's move away from Infinite Regress and move down to what I want to talk about, which is, our episode number 8. So we've been following X Game. You guys know it is coming to PulseChain. It's currently on testnet. X Game, you will be tested. That is episode number 8. You will be tested. It's a crash game, right? So you can earn many X's in it if you beat the system. And so you will be tested. And we need to decide. We'll need to decide who will you be. That is the video today. Who will you be? Will you be able to make it? Will you be able to handle the game? So we're going to play a little video on that. Episode number 8. Now, there's one more episode left. Yeah, there's only one more left. But this is episode 8, and let's play it.
Proceed with the visual attack formation.
Listen, Centauri, I'm not any of those guys. I'm the kid from a trailer park.
If that's what you think, then that's all you'll ever be.
I love that bit.
Proceed with the visual attack formation.
Listen, Centauri, I'm not any of those guys. I'm the kid from a trailer park.
If that's what you think, then that's all you'll ever be.
Proceed.
So I love that bit. That if that's what you think, you're just a kid at a trailer park. That's what you'll ever be. Basically, I think it's pretty amazing. And of course, what will you be when you're playing X Game? Because you're gonna have grits of steel when those X's start pumping. And of course, the game itself is pretty epic. So get into that. Now we've actually got a Telegram link. I'm going to post that in the chat as well. If you guys want to join up to X Game Portal. X Game Portal is independent of the official team, but we are a dedicated community, the first dedicated community to X Game Portal, and we've got everything in there that's going to be feeding into there. So you definitely want to join up to that. Just let me get the link for that so you guys can join up and get it out. Once you're in there, type link and you can share that around to get other people. So if you're into gaming, casinos, crash games, then definitely check this one out. So X Game Portal, and we'll see you in there. And just type, once you get there, type /link and you'll be able to get in there. It's a private Telegram at the moment. So join up today for free. And get in there. You're going to get all the latest news, everything else fed in there, cool videos, and much, much more. So jump into Exam Portal there. All right, kind of cool. Let's move on, and we're going to get into the old crypto. So let's talk about that. Let's see here. I'm going to turn off my video here. Bam. All right. So kind of cool. Yeah, in the portal, you're going to be able to hang out with other players, get the latest updates, game updates as well. Enjoy videos, game tips, and many things else. Share your experience and talk about any future mad gains that you're going to be making in that game. It is a very popular game, the Crash game. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see that. All right, so let's pump out of there. And I had something else I was going to talk about here, I think. Big shout out to MVS. He's our promotional lead. So if you want to get any promotions for your team or protocol, you can hit us up. We're pretty much, started a professional service in the PulseChain community. We felt like it was really needed, real big gap in the market. And so if you're a small, medium, large, protocol or community and you want some promotional support, definitely get in. Either hit me up or hit MVS up, and you'll be able to get hold of that. So MVS Crypto there. I'll post his handle in Telegram there. In X if any of you guys want to hit up about that and follow that up. So promotions, and big shout out to MVS, doing a great job too. Let's get into that. All right, so that is MVS for any of those teams that want or communities want to get promotional work done on PulseChain. Now we've got all other chains. We're multi-chain as well. What are we bullish on, family? I just learned about FTC. Oh, nice one there, Amish kid. Fitzgerald Company on Pulse. Yeah, well, it's interesting. We'll have to look up that after the live stream. All right, so let's get into it. So we've got a bit of a shout out here for MVS to Emmet Farm, Vox, DeFi, and Nexium Pulse. All three big farms pumping it on the old PulseChain. They're very, very cool. Leading the way, actually, doing a lot of best performance. Now, I had something else also that we talked about yesterday was the world's best peer-to-peer dev. That is Jacob announcing on-chain bet. So for a lot of you guys are in either PulsePot or BNB, right? So if you're in one of those, or if you're in Mafia and you're involved with this, this is huge news for you. The next chapter of our journey begins, says Jacob, provide liquidity and own the casino. This is a game changer. This is the big announcement, onchain.bet, and we're very excited about it. It's going to have OC token, bridge, liquidity, rewards, affiliate, and a ramp, cross-chain ramp. I mean, this could be huge. So it's a really big ecosystem. So what are the big moves? One token, fixed supply, one brand, one platform, 6+ blockchain supported, new networks and add more demand, new game model with shared liquidity pools behind the games, new incentive models using affiliate links and daily rewards. So I'm really excited about this move into affiliate links and stuff because it's really helps with virality and cause mad gains. On-chain bets, socials now, so you can get into those, Telegram and ETH that are brand new. So if you're ever on PulsePod or something like that, you can jump over to the new on-chain bet one. OC token claim, you can get into that as well, PLSP, BNB. Now, if you buy those on the market, they're still tradable. You'll be able to convert those over. And I think it's PulsePot's 100 for one. BNB, I think, was 30, but you'll have to double check that. And Predictor's already calculated. So if you already were in Pulse Predict, you'd already get that credited. So all you have to do is go onto the site, check the website with your address, and you'll be able to see your Pulse Predict tokens there credited. Now, Pulse Predict was stopped several months ago, so the snapshot was several months ago on that. So that's pretty much it. You'll be eligible for the new OC token, which is pretty cool. To enter the token claim, go here. You can pretty much click that link. There's not a sacrifice, no new capital will be taken in, so the only way to get OC supply is through the converter. Platform merges, PLSP and BNBP will all be merged into on-chain bet, which is cool. This means the following: PulsePot, BNBPot, and Pulse Predict platforms will all soon reach end of life. Pulse Predict is already down. I noticed that the other day. On-chain bet advise people to unstake their tokens on the respective platforms. So if you're staking on PulsePot or BNBPot, unstake. On-chain bet, they also advise people to make a decision either to convert the active holdings in OTC token or sell it. So that's a way to go there. On-chain bet will also at some point in the near future remove liquidity for PulsePot, BNBPot. So just take note of that. You probably want to get it converted sooner than later. And if you want to get tokens, you need to buy it now, right? And we've seen, I think, PulsePot pumped overnight. I haven't checked out BNBPot, but it's probably the case. The new OC token will have a fixed supply initially minted on Ethereum. It will be built on Chainlink cross-chain token standard. So it's going to be omni-chain, meaning that you can bridge the same token to whatever supported network you want. All new network adoptions increase demand for the same token. So it's just on one token. Claiming OC will be active from today until the 1st of September. So presumably we'll get a launch not too short after the 1st of September there. That's kind of the deadline, I think. And that is the website, and it looks pretty cool. Very, very nice. So I'm very excited about this. Look at all those absolutely amazing facilities, utilities there, ramps, bridges, tokens, liquidity, affiliate rewards, and of course the casino itself. It's going to be massive with massive number of games. We went through that. So kind of cool. I noticed that some other influencers out there also covering it. Crypto Coffee, the biggest one in our PulseChain community. And also I saw even... Jim Rat Crypto, who's back. Great to see him back, and he also was covering it too. It's getting some attention, which is very exciting. All right, so that's kind of cool. What else did I say? But hello to everybody. I think it's going. How's it going, boss? Good to see you, Amish Kid. And I think that was it. We're up to date there on the chat. Now, don't forget to get in the chat there on Rumble, on X, on YouTube. And of course, if you're new to the channels, don't forget to subscribe, follow, and share. That's kind of the play there as well. So I think there's some of the big news items that I had on my X account. Definitely give me a follow. The other one thing I'd say is that we got over 400 yesterday, which is kind of cool. So we're over 400 today. And onwards to 500, I guess. As you guys know, I'm kind of rebuilding. I used to have a big channel. X pulled it down. I peeled it 10 times. I heard crickets. And I don't know if I've got crickets on the sound effects. I've got crickets. I don't have crickets here. We have crickets in the Discord, but not crickets here. So that's kind of where we are on that. So we're going to get into the markets, though, and talk about how they've gone overnight. So crypto overall, $3.048 trillion. And, of course, that's 10x to gold, let's say. Down 2.8% today, so a bit of a quiet day off the market. I haven't actually got the stock market up today, so I don't know what that did. Normally I cover the stock market, but I forgot to pull it up. We've got Bitcoin at the moment, $94,084. It's down 0.6% overnight. Ethereum there at number 2 is up 0.3%, so that's kind of cool, 1791. And XRP at number 4 is down 2.2% at $2.23. BNB is down 0.7% at $600. And Solana there at number 6 is down 0.5% at $145. Let's say $146. And number 8, Dogecoin, is down 1.6% and sitting at 17.4 cents. ADA there at number 9 is down 0.6% at 69, just under 70 cents really. And Tron there at number 10, rounding it off, is down 1.8% at 24.4 cents. So that's kind of our top 10. Best performer out of those for the last week has been, drum roll, is pretty much Cardano or ADA. That is up 2.9%. And then we've got Ethereum actually as the second best performer in the top 10, up 2.5%. But we're still way down, right? Below $1,800. We've got a bit of work to do if we're going to get back up, up to Saks. Magic Carpet Ride price, 3,700 or something like that. So we've got a bit of work there. Now in the top 100, let's see who the best performer is. I noticed the daily doesn't seem to rank us properly. I don't know why that is. I don't think it's something I'm doing, but it's let's go to the 24-hour. It looks like that's working. So the last week, Virtual has been the best there. Virtual Protocol up 100%. Trump, of course, has been doing very well, up 41%, although it's cooled off for the last 24 hours, down 9%, sitting just below $13 for the Trump. Bonk is up 35%. For the week, and PulseChain, they're up 30%. So you got Virtual Protocol and PulseChain doing pretty well. And then number 5 is WorldCoin or Wild. That is up 30%. That 30%. Hey, look, and number 6 there, Monero. Hey, good old Monero there. XMR is actually up 21% this week. Sometimes you see that, right? Some of those ones that the old school ones that don't really do too much, and then they jump out of nowhere. Now, the top gainers at the moment are Pundi AI. So if you're into the AI theme, that's up 140% to $13.47. LooksRare is up 37%, and Pundi X there is also up 26% there. So they're probably related to each other, and the old Pundi. And that's pretty much it. We've got a few trending ones, Virtuals Protocol, Solana, and Official Trump there, which all happen to be doing pretty well at the top 100 there. So that's pretty much it for the crypto. Bitcoin, to wrap it up, we've got our circle of volatility in orange, and we are doing very well. I mean, come on, let's face it, we're doing pretty well. We got the 200-day at $85,800 and the 50-day at $88,000, and we're separating, right? So we avoided a death cross, yay for that, and we're on our golden cross. And look, things are going to get really good. I know some people are picking mid-May, so that's about here. that they think that's really going to take off, and we definitely looks like we're getting ready for that. And we're expecting a lot of positive trade deals and stuff like that. Now, I do want to say something for Canada. Oh, Canada, man, the Liberals over there. Oh my God, they're going to want more punishment. They're going to want more punishment. I don't know. It's hard to say anything good about it, so I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to be a negative ranter. Yeah, but you guys know, oh Canada, my God. Anyway, so while the world burns, okay, I've got to stop. Anyway, we're going to move on. We're at 94,500, and it's looking pretty good for the old Bitcoin. And America, thank goodness, have got the right leadership there, up and away. Although we're going to see what the Canada thing turns out like. Will Canada become part of the greater Northern American United States? That would be a good outcome. Yeah, we're going to have to see how things go. That's kind of where we are at the moment. Expecting some good progress there. Over 115 countries in negotiations, and China is unofficially, negotiating now. So good news. All right, so that is Bitcoin, and we're going to jump into PulseChain, which is kind of the main event here right now. 718 days since we launched PulseChain. When it say we, Rich Art and his team, Bretep and others, the royal we. No, and so 718 days since the 13th of May, 2023. Here we are, and the pulse at the moment, quadruple 0297, down 5.5%. Now we've had quite a sort of a tapering off on pulse. And of course, this is since we won against the SEC, right, which is kind of crazy. And here we are today with the price. But this is probably not unheard of, where you get actually the counterintuitive move, where we actually have a bit of a sideways movement, slightly down, and that's kind of where we are at the moment. That's kind of the lull before the storm. Just gives people more time to pick up the goodies, because remember, Pulse is being burned, PulseX is being burned. Inflation's cut, the liquidity pools are slimmer. And it can all turn around very easy. We all know that. We saw a bit of a pump in Titanx ecosystem yesterday. I haven't looked at that today, but it just shows you how easy that is to turn around in a heartbeat, right? Especially for low base, And of course, if you're watching, you can make some mad gains there. We got quadruple 0297 down 5.5%, 30% of the mean sacrifice price for Pulse. For PulseX, we've got quadruple 0234. Down 6.8% on the old PulseX. The buy and burn sitting at 1.393 trillion, and we're 7.05% of the public supply has now been bought up and burned. And same token, $1.23. Man, we pumped. We were $1.16. We pumped all the way to like $1.68, and now we're back down to $1.23. This doesn't seem fair, but that's crypto volatility. You got to take profits when you can. And of course, there we are, down 5.5%. Sitting at around about 55 million ink supply at the moment, although I need to double check that on the blockchain. But that is where we are on here. Now, inflation's only, a 20th of what it used to be, about 5%. So we're only emitting about 0.03 ink per second. And of course, that's about 2,600 ink per day on that farm. So it's very, very low inflation there. So pretty much almost at the standstill, isn't it? Hex there at the moment at 5800 of a penny, down 5.8%. And EHEX there at two tenths of a penny, and that's come down from about a quarter of a penny or so. And what are we going to say about that? The combined price of EHEX and PX is sitting at 7800th of a penny, so just over 3/4 of a cent at the moment on the Richard Hart's golden cryptos. Let's go to the gas prices. The 3.1 million beats, 3 cents for a PulseX swap. Not too bad at the moment. Not as cheap as yesterday though. We were down just over 1 million beats. That was pretty friendly. 49,843 validators. So that's gone up a little bit, I think, since yesterday. And the bridge there, let's have a look at the bridge, 84. So we're down about 2 million, aren't we? 2.5, maybe even 2.5 million from yesterday. I think we were at 86.6, were we? I think that's kind of where we are. So we're definitely down at least around about 2.5 million, I think, from that. Obviously, we've got EHEX down, a bit of tapering in ETH and Bitcoin. What else? That's about it, really. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of where we are there on the old numbers. But let's go to the overall numbers here before we get into some of the big news. So we're going to have a quick look at the volumes. 17.5 million in volumes. So yesterday we we're doing about 20 mil. The day before we did about 19 mil or something. So 17.5. We're just on the weaker side. We are on a weekday, so we expect better performance from this. But just that lull that we're talking about in the market, post the good news about the SEC. And today we had some good news in the sense that we had Richard Hart posting. So we're going to talk about that. Now, the transactions, 353,000. We're up a little bit from yesterday. What's it, about maybe 30,000 transactions more? That's kind of where we are. And we've got some of the leaderboards in here. So we've got Frank Gold, free gold, part of this so-called ecosystem out there at the moment, doing pretty well, up 100%. So there's a 2x for you if you wanted that. We've got the old PumpTires here. There's a PDI. Remember, we've got a couple of PDIs. We've got Fork PDI. We've got Good PDI. we got the PumpTires PDI, and here's PumpTires here pumping 38%, probably on Richard Hart's post, no doubt. We got PulseBot, of course. We talked about that. On-chain bet is coming from Jacob, the world's best peer-to-peer developer, in my opinion. And of course, here we are, 83 cents, up 34%. So that's had a nice little pump. We're going to talk about both of these now. So let's go into a DAI and have a look at this chart. So we had quite the pump on the old PumpTires DAI, sitting down at 00063. We're now at 00086 on the US price. So that's a pretty good little pump today. And a PulseBot, of course, is one of the ones that you need to get if you're going to convert it into into OC token. Then you need to, people are buying it up so they can convert it and get some of that sweet deal. Now for the PulseBot, you get 100 OC, so it's a pretty good number, right? So it really is a driver of demand. We're up 200% at the moment. Now, liquidity in the moment is 40,000. So remember, the team will pull liquidity at some stage in the future. So you probably want to get in the Telegram to talk about that. And that's kind of where we are. So I don't know when that is, because we've still got, 5 months till September, the deadline. So it might be in a month, 2 months, 3 months' time. I don't know. So I don't know if they've commented on it. I don't think they have. And so up to 200% on that at the moment. So it's a pretty mad gains inside 4 days. So there we go. Well done to PulseBot there. Coming off the bottom too. We're down 27 cents, for goodness sake. Now we're at 82 cents. So pretty remarkable recovery there with the bullishness about on-chain bet coming. Kind of the frontier of decentralized crypto casinos. We're going to have two good options, but they're going to be very different from each other in many ways. We're going to have on-chain bet and we're going to have X game. So looking forward to both of those, hitting the market on PulseChain. It's going to be a pretty big deal. Now, Emerald, of course, another one is Frank tokens, part of the ecosystem, as I understand it, 31%. We've got Secret token, been around 17 days, up 27%. Missor, so one of the printers, is the first of the printer tokens, having a nice little comeback here, up 23%. Mooney, of course, related, I think, to Emerald and Frank. That is up 22% as well. We've got this new one that's been around, Black Hole Zero. I haven't actually seen this one. This has popped up here. It was 9 days ago. It's up 22% today. I'm not sure if that's been doing much, but that's where it is. We've got Thaler as well. Another one of these, Frank, Emerald, Mooney, and Thaler, all part of the same kind of ecosystem from the looks of it. And also paired with Teddy, right? Mooney kind of being the king one there. Is paired to Teddy. That's Teddy Takeover, not Teddy OG from James Maria. And then we got Sun Mini Meal, which is supposed to have the big onboarding today. And that's probably where we should talk about. We should probably talk about that, right? But before we do, let's see if we've got any more comments in the chat. Let's jump through here. We got Gugod and Housek. Good morning, Kings. A big shout out to Gugod there in the King community. Nice little pump today on the old King. We might check that out too on our list. Must be the new LP web, says Gugod. Yeah, we're going to definitely check that out. The King is in the house, they say. The King is in the house. Well, that's suitable because I got Richard Hart on the thumbnail sitting on a King's throne, right? That's probably not surprising. So Sun Mini Meal doing pretty damn well, right? I think when it got forked like 2 days ago, was it? Yeah, a day. How old is this now? A day and 5 hours ago. My bad. So a day and 5 hours ago, it got forked, and we got this new token. And I think the price was 0.28 of a penny when it finished, approximately. It is now at 3.6 cents. So instead of being 2.8 cents, now 3.6 cents. So bullish. And of course, the on ramp, we got an update. This is hot off the press. Hot. I need something for hot. I don't know. Need some flames or something. It'd be cool if I had some flames. I could probably do that, actually. All I need is a transparent background, some flames. Actually, I'm going to do that. I think that's kind of cool. That's a good idea. All right, so we got an update here. We are currently facing a minor technical issue that is delaying the launch of Bankster. Now, hey, look, software is difficult. We see this all the time. Rest assured, we are working hard to resolve it, and we'll provide PulseChain with its first competitive fiat on-ramp very soon. The current estimated launch time is 1 to 2 days from now. So, but the market, is in love. So the market is on the way up there. Market cap 181 million, liquidity 332k, and 50k volume. And you guys know that Sun Mini Meal is, I think it's about 20% of their profits is going to be coming over something like that over to the chain. We got and burning soil token. So that's pretty bullish. Now, if you guys want to check that out, I will post the soil token in the chat there because I know that's something that may be of interest. So that is soil. Let me type the word soil there. This is the new token, by the way. And so everybody got forked over. So in other words, everyone else got their tokens that was previously holders. That is the link there. And do your due diligence as well. But Signum Mini Meal is the big on-ramp coming to PulseChain. And it was supposed to launch today, but looks like it will be another 2 days away. And you can see the headline post here for Banksa. You can get, obviously, if on deck screen, you can find the X post here. So you can find that. But of course, it's going to have a fee as low as 1%, limits to 150K, direct liquidity sourcing via PumpTires, onboarding in 5 minutes, which is game changer and globally available, no restrictions. So it is epic. They've had almost 21,000 views on that. So pretty awesome. Yeah, we're excited. So it's kind of cool. That is from the Assault team, and that is one of our top performers today. It is up 9%. Now, if Investor, of course, is the parent of the printer tokens, so far we have only seen Missor up here in the top. Was it yesterday? I think we had Beast up there too. Today we got Finvestor sitting at $31.60, up 9%. We got Teddy Bear. There's the OG Teddy Bear, James Maria. That is up 8% as well. We got PumpTires. So we talked about the P-Dye PumpTires doing well, probably on the back of Rich Art's comments. But we also got PumpTires doing pretty well, up 7%. And then we got Teddy Takeover. So the two Teddies fighting it out in the ring. We got James and Maria Teddy, OG Teddy, and then we've got Takeover Teddy from Moon King. Now I did see some influences between the OG Teddies, out there as well. So we've got a bit of competition amongst the influencer community that supports each of these tokens. We love that, right? We love that. It's a bit of fun, as long as it's fun, it's all fun to play around. So those are doing pretty well there. And Teddy there is up 4.6%, but down 8.3% in the last 6 hours. So Teddy Takeover was having a good time. And it's humming along. Looking, I think pretty good. RSI is chilling around 50. So it could be a nice little pickup in the range here. Now let's have a look at the OG Teddy Bear as well. Since we looked at Teddy Takeover, let's have a look at that. And let's have a look where we are. So yeah, that's Teddy OG. This is with Pulse. And it's not going to look too bad either. I don't have an RSI on this, so we'll pop that on. Remember, at minimum, I think you should have an RSI, especially if you're new in crypto, to see whether you're overbought and oversold. The worst thing is when you're coming into crypto and you're brand new or you're just learning, and you always buy the tops, and it's like, what the hell's going on? All right, so use an RSI. It will definitely help you to avoid that. So you can see this is overbought here, so you don't want to buy really at this time, particularly after it's gone up, ramping up there. You got to keep an eye on the chart, but you probably want to have sold around here. And definitely not buy if you've just seen it and you're watching the RSI. And down here, you might say, well, it's coming down. This is the oversold territory, and so this might be a good zone to accumulate, depending on what the rest of the chart's sort of telling you. And the volumes as well, right? The volumes. So that's just one of the basic indicators just to help you along a little bit there. We've got a couple others in here. We've got 100% from Good God. Crypto Utah and House there. Suitman is out there every damn day. Community is solid. Hey, appreciate that, Crypto Utah. Big shout out. And look, man, it did a little bump in Titan X yesterday. And I'm going to check that out today. Actually, I will pull it up to see whether that's continued. But Titan X back at 1,000 on the ETH ratio. That's the key one. And of course, Dragon X and all of them doing pretty well. Inferno, everything else. So we'll have a look at that today, see whether that was a one-day jump or just a signal of what's coming, or something that's building. We'll check that out. All right, so Teddy Bear OG. Now we did have some stuff here around. I'm going to get to the PumpTires, but let's get back into this as well. We got Atropa. So we got Teddy OG and Atropa on the move. So James Maria tokens back up there, 3.5%. And then, of course, X Game. You guys know we're talking about it. I've posted it. We've got our X Game community dedicated. We're the first dedicated one. And we're going to hopefully be the best one in there with all the latest actions. So you definitely want to join up to X Game Portal. That is the link right there at the top of the chat. Join up today. Maybe the moderators can post it over to Rumble and maybe on X. I just remembered. I always forget to put it on X, for goodness sake. I don't know why, but I do. But that's kind of there. And we've got UpX token there, up 3% based on Pulse. We've got Trump token, another PumpTires. That's up 2.2% there. We've got Monet Money. That's part of these other, Frank and Emeralds, part of all that crew. I'm not sure if they know who the dev is, but seems to be possibly related to the Teddy Bear one, Teddy Bear Takeover. We've got XUSD is the last one in green, and that is the the Vibratile stable coin. Well, at least it's not. I don't really call it a stable coin, but I do consider it a dynamic. What do you call it? It's almost like a a gamified token with incentives that's going to push itself towards $1. So not so much $1, but once it gets there, maybe it will be able to defend that line. But they are going to issue a lot of stuff to Viber Pass people, so we'll see. Certainly got big players like Rack and Michelle in number one spots there, so it's probably going to do well over time. Although it's taken some profit down about it was doing pretty well. It's down to 0.006 now cents. So we'll see. Fetch Oracle is also in the mix there. Interesting, and up at number 35, pretty much even there on the old Fetch. And then we got the old Dominance below that. So those are kind of our green ones today. We had the news about Sunday Mini Meal paused 1-2 days. So it's coming though. Big on ramp to PulseChain. That is going to be epic. What else we got going? Let's jump through Richard Hart, right? That's what we want to talk about. So Richard Hart in the main event. And he's got some magical things to say for us. So we'll get... Crypto Utah says, I have Pulse and Hex bags too, says Crypto Utah. I know. It's cross population there. All right, so let's get into there. We got, apparently, this is a verified contract, says Richard. Contract code of PumpTires tokens seems standard plus a launch front run protected. That's what he said. So a launch front run protected, protect. I've got a few funny things at the little English there, but he's got the link to the scan.mypanata there. Read it yourself. I'm not a dev, he says. I love it when he says not a dev. And then he's got the links, of course, here to the contract, all verified. Basically, is the outcome there. And he's got a few posts from this as well. So there we go. That is from Richard. And he's had 50,000 views on that already. What else? We got. Then he goes, it's nice to be able to read the verified source code of tokens so that you can predict what they do and don't do. Open Zeppelin is in an extremely standard and common code base for ERC20s. This appears to have a front run protection so that the graduation from PumpTires to PulseX can't be front run. So that's pretty cool. So it appears to be cool and safe and easy to understand. Things people care to check for when they inspect tokens: no admin key, no ability to for anybody to mint and inflate the supply, no ability for anybody to turn off transfers, no taxes, or fees, no proxy contracts, oracles, or reentrancy. He's got there. It's nice to know a token has none of these things. So obviously we've got a lot of tax tokens out there at the moment with different setups, webs and all sorts of stuff, LP webs and all sorts of things at the moment. So Richard here sort of this is a signal from him that he doesn't prefer to have these. No ability for anyone to turn off transfers, no taxes or fees, no proxy contracts or oracles or reentries. Now, we're going to see mixed success with any time we use taxes and tariffs and fees, but it's going to be pretty interesting. Some of them performing pretty well with using a suite of different mechanisms like LP webbing, etc. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see all that play out. You could also look up the Open Zeppelin audits, of which there are many. So that is from him. Almighty here says, PumpTires changed my life. When will Hex? We got a lot of comments in the chat there from people following Richard, of course. Now, it's not all Richard put out today around PumpTires. And, of course, we saw PumpTires do some pumping. So we got PDI pumping on that. We saw... I think Secret is a PumpTires. I'm not 100% sure about that. I think it is. We got PumpTires itself, the main one there. And, of course, we know Rack and Michelle, the big whale, is got a big position in PumpTires too. And then, of course, we've got X Game, of course, from Firewell, the other big whale that is up there, and Trump Token, another PumpTires. So they're all in green today. So we had a few movers. We didn't get them all moving, though, right? So we got a list of our PumpTires. And what happened? That actually fell off. But we got a list of our PumpTires. So we got a few of them moving, right? Die, Pump, Teddy, Takeover, X Game, Trump. They all moved. But we haven't had a lot of movement from a lot of these other PumpTires at the moment. Most of them are down at this stage. So that's kind of where we are. Just noticed that. So that is with the PumpTire lists. And we talked through that the other day. So that is from him. Now let's jump out because we had some more from Richard. 7 hours ago, I wonder who has a registered a charity or similar type of non-profit entity that might want to spread the good word about free and open source software. I hear many countries offer discounts for such activities. Who might know someone? And of course, we've got Somi out there, one of the big influencers in the space. Says the PulseChain sacrifice money went to a non-profit organization. Tax was not needed to be paid on it. European lactating, he's got his usual words in there. Interpol notice is actually a red clown nose item and will eventually go away sooner rather than later. And we got Crypto Coffee, arguably the biggest of our influencers. Interpol about to get hit with a brown notice. We got a lot of this is what we get from our top influencers. It's pretty funny. We got Hexologist as well. They all get ranked up, don't they? They all get ranked up. They'll get a lot of views. We got Hexologist out there. Start one now. So we got a few fiber finance out there. You got the smartest, most plugged-in community in crypto. Someone will do exactly what needs to be done. So we got a few out there. Nuclear Herbs there. He's covered the old court case. We got a few people in the house there. So yeah, not bad. So that is from Richard. And then we had one final comment, which was really, really cool. And that is thoughts on this PulseChain portfolio tracker. Is pulsedashboard.link. So pls-dashboard.link. And so he posted this. And this is kind of the front end of it. And then it's got the GitLab, right, where you can actually download it. And you can download that for Windows, Mac OS as well. So that is in here. It's got a lot of details about how to do that, prerequisites, installation steps, and security there as well. PulseChain dashboard is designed with privacy as a primary concern. So that is pretty cool. And that's from Richard. We know he cares a lot about privacy and decentralized. And of course, so do we. We like that a lot. So that is from Richard and the Pulse dashboard. Now, we talked about forking a wallet the other day. Now he's got a Pulse, privacy tracker he's talking about, Pulse dashboard. So you sort of know where Richard's heading with the full decentralized protocol stuff. So pretty cool. Now, we did actually have a lot of responses to that. We have, a PLS Folio coming out from that team. So they've got their own one, right? We got, I started making a thinkable.com. That's from Giga. And he's got his own one here for tracking PulseChain stuff. So there's a few options out there. You obviously, have to check to make sure that you're happy with them. But, it's got different sites. It looks like you can just paste your address in, which is kind of cool. You don't have to, connect your wallet perhaps. So you can check that out. That's another cool portfolio tracker. We then also have, we got trade here. We've got a couple. Now, even if someone, says that they like this sort of thing, you never know whether it's being spammed. So just, always take due diligence, right? Be very careful out there. We got Dirty Crypto here. He seems to be endorsing, or at least pushing out this Thinkable one here with the Giga Portfolios tracker. So you could check that out. Now we've got Hexagon Hill comes out with PulseWatch.app is superior, and so you can use that. Looks like it's been made by Lovable. So there we go. Lovable's like an AI web designer. It just creates the front end. You need still tie in the back end and so on. Then there's obviously Midgard, PulseCoin, which we've been talking about. This is our big new block explorer, Midgard, and man, what a great project that's turning out to be real AAA. They're just adding so much cool stuff in it. It really is neat there. And they've also got a portfolio tracker there. Rather than just sharing my opinion, let me show you how we built our portfolio tracker. So there's another way of tracking your portfolio on PulseChain. Pretty awesome, right? So I really do like that. Big shout out to them. So yeah, we got Thinkable there from Almighty. So a lot of people, we got a couple of options there other than the one that Richard posted, and it's nice to see the community posting these out. So nice to see that. All right, so there we go. That was from Richard Hart today. Not bad at all. And we've seen a little few movements on the PumpTires. As I say, PDI, Pump, and Teddy and X Game and Trump Token seem to be moving as well today. Not necessarily on Richard post, maybe. Probably the PDI one is up 39%. I'm not sure what the fork PDI is doing at the moment, but that's definitely looking good there. All right, so kind of cool. That is some of the big stuff there. And of course, Midgard, as you guys haven't checked it out, they have their new the new blockchain explorer, and they have tons of tools on Midgard. I really need to do a video on it by itself because it's got so much cool stuff. But it is a block explorer, right? So you have blocks and transactions. You guys are used to that. Has gas prices as well, what the current gas price is in. But they have lots of features in here, and you got the portfolio as one of them, right? So you can add your portfolio, which is kind of cool, and track your PulseChain. And then they've got all these Midgard tools, right? Airdrop tool, token lock. I don't know if they're all operating right now, but Midgard AI scanner is. So if you've got a token, you don't know how safe it is. This will give you kind of that first go at it, right? And you put your token in here into the Midgard scanner, and you can scan a token address if you're really worried about something being unsafe. This is kind of your first line of defense you can just pop it in here, run the scanner, and it will give you a breakdown. And of course, if you want more information, you can go check the blockchain or go to was it Pulse Check? What's it called? Pulse Police. Pulse Police. You can go to Pulse Police on Telegram and check that out. So there we are. There's a couple options there without being a developer. All right. So that's some of the cool stuff that you can do on the old PulseChain, PulseChains, and definitely check it out. I would say Midgard to your favorites. Actually, to be honest, I'll post the link to their site here on X. You can go check out Midgard. And this is our latest Block Explorer, really AAA sort of quality. So it's great to have that along with the mix. Now, there are others like 9mm. There's Otter, and there's I think the still official, or at least the original one from PulseChain. So there's a couple options there. So that is the one from Midgard, which is pretty awesome. So big shout out to the team. Let's see what else we've got in the chat there. We're gonna get back into the mix here. I'm gonna pull up Titanx actually. So that's kind of our PulseChain coverage. We're going to get into. I'm going to pull up Titanx quickly to see what how I'm doing for time. We're doing really well today for time. Yesterday I had quite a long show, about an hour and 30 minutes was it? Today's show will definitely be shorter than that. But we're going to get into the goodies. Just going to pull up Titanx and have a look at that. Titanx still holding up pretty well. Titanx hasn't broken away, but it's definitely looking pretty solid today. We'll pull it up in a minute, but let's check out some of the comments. We've got Brian in house. Hey, community leader. Sup, Brian? Woohoo! We've got to give Brian a round of applause. A round of applause for Brian. We got Hedgehog in house as well. Good to see Hedgehog. And we got Marcus in house, Dark Horse official Telegram in the house there. You know, Dark Horse, man, one of my favorite memes, a great community. Big shout out to Dark Horse community there. And Dark Horse officials in the house. I think you, Marcus, we have an official YouTube as well. Nice, well said. And what else there? Dark Horse on Pulse is the X handle there. If you want to get hold of them. So welcome to the Dark Horse community. Big shout out there. We got Crypto Pros in the house there. Superman, have you heard of this XAUT Tether Gold? Yeah. Well, apparently they bridged some over to PulseChain, right? So that seems to be, what they buy, 2.5 tons of gold to back up XAUT. Another gold-backed crypto liquidity growing on PulseChain. Yeah. Well, apparently they bridged it over to PulseChain, right? So they bridged some of it, and it's backed by actual physical gold. So, I have heard of that. Big shout there, Crypto Bros. We got DJ and Hicks in the house there. Superman in the house. Superman. All right, shut up. we got PLS Hicks in the house there. Any chance that RH will start his live streams again? Hey, look, people are talking about that, and man, will it cause? It would cause an absolute fuss. Well, he's going to have secure streams, but I don't think we have to worry about that with Richard. He'll probably have the signal bouncing off 50 SpaceX satellites, Starlink satellites, I should say. It's definitely something that would cause the crazy. The market would actually pump on that, right? I without a doubt, I'd say the market pumping quite a lot. Probably could trigger an absolute uptrend. Actually, we could pump for 7 days in a row on that sort of news. So it's definitely possible. And it's funny you say that because I had Richard Hart here on the show. And I've played him for 5 days in a row, but haven't got him at the moment, or have I? Well, I have got him, but I'm gonna have to, get him on board. We have to do that now. You're the one that started it, wasn't me. I was gonna stop having Richard out on the show until he actually came on the show. But let's have a look here.
What's up, bitches?
We got to put that in the house.
Richard here, aka most loved, aka Sack Daddy. If you happen to not live on planet Earth, you may have not heard the latest. I fucking beat the SEC case.
He did indeed.
I want to say thank you to my supporters for never doubting me.
We didn't.
Adding to that, I want to send a clear message to anyone who did doubt me. You will not be spared.
It's so damn realistic. Now, I went and actually looked at the channel for this, right? So I went and looked at the channel, which is like Pulse TV or something. I can't quite read it here. Pulse TV show. And this was definitely the best clip, but they had a couple others that were pretty close. So if you haven't checked out Pulse TV on a bit of a laugh, go check out some of those. One of them, they had the court case, Richard in the court case and stuff like that. So it is pretty hilarious. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's so realistic, particularly the voice and everything, and just the animations behind the background. We got all the watches and the black diamond, I guess, and the candles. It's pretty awesome, and the king there. So yeah, I brought that in. I actually wasn't going to play that today, but you got me there to play that, and that was day number 6 playing that video. I think it's day number 6, maybe day number 5 at best, at worst or something. At best, is it? At best. So yeah, that is kind of where we are there. So that was for you. Nice one. Good God in the house there with the king. Long live the king. Yeah. We need a new king, right? Need a new king, not King Charles. But yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, so how we doing for time? We're 45 minutes into it. I think we're probably going to wrap up there, but we're not. We're going to have a look at Titanex, because Titanex is green. We got Titanex at the moment is up 21%, so pretty similar to the price level than we had yesterday. But we're going to pick up the chart here. And of course, what do you want to do? You want to buy low and sell high. Well, we had quite a ramp. This is a 15-minute chart. We were ramping up on the 15-minute. We got all the way up to 6 zeros, 2100. We then got a bit of profit taking back down to 6 zeros, 1700. Now we're back at 6 zeros, 1800 on the US dollar price. So that's kind of where we are with that. But let's have a look at the ratio to ETH, because that's probably more important. There's a 15-minute candles, and we got all the way back up to 1100. So we lost a 0, got to 9 zeros, 1150. We got all the way back down to 10 zeros, 9400. And now we're back exactly, and I say exactly at 9 zeros. So we just lost a 0, 10 zeros to 9 zeros. We're sitting at 1,000. Very, very bullish chart from that point of view. That is just a 15-minute candle, so don't take it for what it is. But we're gonna have a look at the daily, and on the daily, you can see we have come down all the way down wave 2, and we have curved out here. We have found support on the wrapped ETH price here at 10 zeros. 7,000, 10 zeros, 7,000. We've now bounced to 9 zeros, 1,000. So we have lost a 0, and that's a pretty nice little gain off the bottom. So in terms of ETH, that is a gain, up there of what, about 28% or something. And so we're up there at 1,000. Early signs potentially of a move back up for the big wave 3, the big hyper wave. We've definitely had a pretty big wave 2 down. And now this is like accumulation zone, right? So remember, it's very important to remember that the buy and burns are all turned off, right? DragonX, Titanex, Hyper and Hydra, all turned off. So, you're getting a real bargain right now, honestly. I cannot say that enough. So that is kind of where we are. I was going to do some pictures here. We got eclipses. Let's do eclipse here. So, we got, I haven't done an eclipse on here, so good luck for this. It's going to be good. It's not too bad, is it? Not too bad. Let's put it there. Can I actually move it now? That's the question. So, I don't know how long it's going to last, but we got this little accumulation zone right here, right? We got the accumulation zone in here. Pretty awesome. You're off the top here, and the buy and burns all turned off, and you're getting it nice and pretty. So this is probably the tip of the day. This is the tip of the day for you guys out there. Look at this. I mean, it's just like a gift in the hand. Gift in the hand. Anyway, so we got we got the play here. Now, as you guys know, RSI is very important. We put the RSI in, and we'll see what the sort of local time is here. And we might have to go to 4 hourly. Is it? Actually, it doesn't work on wrapped ETH, so you have to go to the US dollar price and put the RSI over there. So I have to do that on the US. And you can see this is it's a 15-minute again, but let's go to the daily, and you can see we're actually getting it up to overbought period. So it probably will cool off in here. Maybe just if it can sit just above 1,000, it'd be quite nice. And just sort of chug along a little bit, maybe just even creep up just a tad, and it can get overbought for a little bit, So it's going to play. The 4 hour is kind of a bit of a clue. And you can see that we actually got overbought, and look, it came down. So that's what I mean about the RSI. Very useful tool. It might have a day or so on the other side. It's more rare that it's going to overheat for ages than it's going to come down. So it's I wouldn't tend to think it's going to stay elevated heat, up there for a while, because that's very kind of more of a rare event than something that's common. So you want to play the common game. And so when it got up to 90, 91, it was overheated. And it was going to have a bit of a pullback, and it's come back and bounced off, not too bad. And that's when you can probably use Fibonacci retracements and things like that. But here we are at 65. So looking pretty good, I would say. That's on the daily. And of course, there's such a long time frame that we could probably bring up the months, on this chart. That's the monthly, but it's probably a bit too much. So let's go to the weekly and pull it up, and let's log this chart. That's the weekly chart. And you can see we're just humming along the bottom here. And away we are. We've bounced off that nice mark here. And we've started getting into what was previously support. So, yeah, it could be pretty interesting times here. And to start running weight. Now, there's two things. The buy and burns all turned off. Tons of the developers have got tons of protocols launching, some very good, exciting ones. And also they're moving to base chain, so omni-chain. And then Jake Sharp's been developing for months. And so you got all the old omni-chain strategy coming as well. So this is, really a big opportunity. So, giving it a bit of justice there. Now, the other one's, of course, Dragon X has already been on the run. So Dragon X is already rallying. And it's rallying from the bottom. And it's already rallying. So, that Dragon X is hyper bullish. So this is already rallying. And this is going to be game on for this. I mean, this is going to be crazy. Look at the ratio to Titan X on the daily. Don't know why I keep defaulting to 15 minutes, but I might have to fix that up. But that's the daily already. It's already on a run. It's already on a run, Dragon X. And we know that Eric from Dragon X has got his own development team. That's going to be probably doing some pretty awesome things. So you can imagine once Titan X starts running, Dragon X is going to be absolutely insane. So insanity chart right here. Now, what's the leverage on Dragon X? If Dragon X is going to be insanity, what's the leverage on that? Well, you guys know it's Hydra, right? Hydra is going to be an absolute insane leverage. And it's going to be crazy, right? So a leverage on a leverage, and this is going to be pretty epic there. Let's have a look at the log, and it's already started running a little bit here. But investors of Dragon X, let's have a look at the ratio of the Dragon X. Obviously, this is built on top of Dragon X, and it's still timid at 0.09. But yesterday, it actually pumped to 0.11. So keep a lookout for that as well. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see that play out. And of course, the buy and burns all turn off, right? So imagine that. So I don't know how they're going to play that. Titan X. There's the argument that it may never play, that the Titan X buy and burn, maybe it never be used. It becomes a collateral DAO. And then others have a bit more of an intermittent type of view that the Titan X buy and burn will be used at different times, but probably not now. Probably, when the price. Now, there's the argument that why wouldn't you turn on now because you're burning Titan X a lot cheaper. But then there's not the sentiment in the market either, so you're not getting a lot of extra capital. So maybe when the ETH's worth more and the sentiment's hot and everyone's jumping in, that's the best time, right? So you got a couple more factors running rather than just burning cheap Titan X at the moment. So you can decide what you think about that, but probably the uptrend is your friend, right? That's probably the play there. So we may get some sort of partial use of the Titan X down, but will V1 really be used? We'll see. Now the other thing, of course, is once this gets back into profit, right? Whatever that will be. When in terms of mining, then that could be a time you could use it because you're filling your ETH back up or whatever protocol you're talking about. So that's all true. So we'll keep monitoring on Hyper and Hydra, for example. Volt, of course, doing pretty well. Helios doing well. Inferno, of course, is doing well. There we've got Crypto Utah in the house. That there has got one of the highest burns, right? One of the highest burns in Inferno. And let's go to the daily on this one. That is ticking away there off the bottom. Let me log this chart as well. So that is kind of the chart that's already started to come off the bottom, doing pretty nice, almost up 2x there from the looks of it. And the Titan X ratio. So look at that on the daily. It's coming off the bottom there too. So bottom was down here at 73, now back over 1, just over 1 to 1. Looking not too bad. Now the burn, I think the burn's at about 56%, something like that. You can check that out, but that is kind of where on the website. What else? We got Morpheus doing well. This is from Brandon Rags the Richards. He's back on X, so good to see him back. He's doing obviously multi-chain dexes, so it's going to be pretty cool. 35% up there at the moment. And what else? Baby Dragon X up 29%. Pretty good move there for Dragon X. Lots of doing double digits at the moment, right? So it's good to see green candles back on. Turbo up 50%. Woohoo! That's pretty good. Bulled on top of Hyper. And there's from Stevie D, the mad scientist, who does Volts. And Volts up pretty strongly too, 21%. And of course, we're waiting for Bitcoin Genie. That's got to be launching anytime soon, the old Bitcoin Genie. What else we got going on here? Uranus is up back to 2.25 x28. This is the first project that was on to base chain. Now we've got all these new ones here, which I haven't really done the study on. B88, S88, 420, E280. But these look like they're all gone to base now. So these ones here gone to base from the looks of it. That's my guess. And they're all doing very well over on base. Kind of cool. And thinking of base, well, the omni-chain version of Titan X is X28. And the ratio at the moment is 0.78 at the moment. So that's kind of cool. And looking for projects coming up. We're excited about Bitcoin Genie. That could be launching anytime soon. And we've also got Taurus there from the influencer Cryptographics, who does some great work out there as well. Very good at teaching and presenting, and apparently good at developing tokenomics now too. So looking forward to that from Cryptographics, and you never know, maybe we'll get him on the show. That'd be pretty cool. So that is kind of where we are at the moment with the old, and there's tons of projects going over to base chain. So this thing is, you're buying on the bottom. Can't say that much more. Looking pretty damn good, as we say. We got Hexamigo in the house there. Good morning. Good to see you, Hexamigo. Big shout out. Hey, look, we've got about 100. I don't know how many people we've got on Rumble at the moment because I haven't got the Rumble up, but we're going to pull it up. We're at 55 minutes on the hour, so we might keep streaming for another 4 minutes. How about that? And it'll be a slightly shorter show than normal, but this is the way we roll. Let's see here. I'm going down to crypto here on Rumble, and we've got the good crowd over in Rumble. So it looks like we're up to about 125 people on the live. So big shout out, everybody. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Richard Hart posting, that's got to be a bullish sign. And will he stream? That's the big question. And, PulseX asked that with the crown there. We've got PulseX asked that. Any chance Irish should stream? Well, that would be cause quite the commotion. And we could see the chart pump probably for a week, man. It's definitely possible, right? We've got the Grace Currency in the house there. What's up, Suit Man? Big shout out to Grace Currency. As you guys know, Grace Currency is definitely one of the best, for me, one of the best investment vehicles on PulseChain. Definitely one of the best performers and a huge opportunity out there in crypto, the Grace Currency. The other thing I was going to say is, Prairie Banana out there, just he's a dedicated influencer for Grace Currency, and man, what a great job he does. If you want to learn everything about that, definitely check that out. Outside of Richard Hart's tokens, you got to look for the blue chips, and it seems to me that Grace Currency, the first real strong DAO token, is one of those. So big shout out to the team there. All right, what else? That's pretty much it. If you're over on Rumble, don't forget to repost and get into the chat. And if you're over on X, definitely get out there as well. Actually, I might. I don't know if I even got X up at the moment, but you definitely got to check out some cool stuff. So what do we got? Some cool things happening. We got the onboarding from the big onboarding round, 5 minutes from Sun Mini Meal. That's going to be launching in 1 or 2 days. We've got the big announcement from arguably the world's best peer-to-peer dev, Jacob, on-chain bet. So you provide the liquidity, you own the casino, and it's going to have a whole range of games. I think that's going to be pretty epic, right? So that is coming up. We've got some big heavyweights coming to PulseChain. We've got Richard Hart sort of talking about forking wallets and verified code and portfolio trackers, decentralized privacy. These are some of the themes that we've been getting from Richard Hart. So that's kind of bullish. We've been getting just a reemergence, a return of some of the influences from the day. Jim Rat Crypto coming back, which is great to see. Who else is going to be that used to stream pretty regularly is going to be back streaming, so that's really bullish. We're seeing a really turn in the influencer community. We're seeing a lot of work happening with the community itself, so a lot of members from the community out there spreading the good word, a real positivity change, which I like to see. As you guys know, I like to think of the world like a cup full, and so it's going to bode well for attracting a lot of new people to PulseChain. PulseChain's still around about number 5 on Dex Screener. So it's still one of the top chains, and we know it's going to be one of the best of best chains as well. And we've got a pretty awesome road in front of us. Eventually, once ETH gets back to 3,700, maybe we can start talking more about the Magic Carpet ride again. We'll see how that plays out in the future. But at the moment, we're still in this strong accumulation zone, and we've got tons of awesome developers and awesome teams launching everything you could possibly ask for, from on-ramps to oracles, to forks of major lending protocols, to meme coins, to fancy LP webbing and printer tokens, PumpTires. We've got so much cool stuff at the moment. So and it's just growing. We're getting really, we've got the simple stuff, we've got the complicated stuff, and it's all coming to PulseChain. So you got to get excited. And we're still in that accumulation zone. That's all I can say. So pick it up while you can. A DCA for the win, and thank yourself later. Pat yourself on the back later. We got Grace Currency says thanks for everything you do and the continued support. And yes, Prairie Banana is a great guy to learn everything PDC and UFO from. Absolutely is. Big shout out to Prairie Banana. Spike in the house there. What's up, peep? Hey, Spikes, good to see you back. And Googled 100% there on the old Prairie Banana stuff there. Absolutely. All right, so kind of cool. We're going to wrap it up there. 1 hour on the live stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We've got about 165 people watching at the moment, so I really do appreciate the support. If you're over on Rumble, definitely hit the follow button, repost, and definitely get into the chat there as well. We've got a good crowd over on Rumble at the moment. On X, of course, you guys are awesome. So don't forget to repost the stream, and of course do the follow. We just hit 400. We're going to head on towards 500. We're on the comeback trail on X. So do that. And of course, if you are on YouTube, thanks so much. We're on streaming on 3 channels on YouTube. Of course, we've got the Kryptonite Show, we've got Superman Crypto, and we've got PulseChain X. So a big shout out to all the communities there. Definitely, subscribe, like, and share, and all that good stuff. Now, finally, what I was going to say, the socials, Discord's in the video description. Check those out. Join up to our Discord and our Telegram. Telegram is free. Discord is a paid private Discord. We've got Strategy Club at $35 a month. That is the top tier if you want to get all the alpha in there. And I've got a monthly report actually coming out tomorrow. So that's coming out tomorrow. And also we've got strategy chats coming up too. If you want to get into just as a community member, that's $12.50 a month in Discord as well. So check out the socials and join our community as we rock it up there. Now, also, if you're a project team or a community, you want some promotional work, we have pretty much launched about a month ago the first professional sort of promotion service out there. We just felt that it was a real missing part of PulseChain, that people could have a trusted promoter to do it at reasonable win-win, premium prices and things like that. So definitely hit us up, either myself or MV, and of course MV's name's in the top of the chat there. Everyone's been really enjoying that, and we've been having fun doing it. So it's a lot of fun. Social media is kind of the play we like. We like the challenges and getting the word out. Great projects and great people. It's a perfect match. So definitely either hit me or MVS up there on that one. All right, we're going to wrap up today. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and peace out, everybody. And I'm going to play out. The Superman, because that's what we do every day. We fly around. I don't know. We go to the shopping mall and fly around. I don't know, whatever. But take care, everybody, and I hope you guys had a good day. Hex Amigo says, "Are you using Ecamm, a StreamYard, or something?" No, I'm using EVM Mux for streaming on the studio. I moved away from StreamYard, and EV Mux is very, very cool. All right, take care, everybody, and bye for now.